You should never argue with a woman, ever argue with a woman. Why? Because they will most likely turn into nasty little creatures. And in this video, I'm going to teach you the 5 reasons why you should never argue with a woman, but most importantly, the 5 things you should do instead of arguing. And look, I was married for 20 years, been dating for 4 years, I've been on hundreds of dates, and yes, even the Silver Bachelor messed up, and I got into arguments in the past, but I had to learn over the last 3-4 years in dating why not to argue with women. And that's what I'm going to teach you in this video. And most importantly, what you should do instead. All right. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys and the women that want to understand them. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification button because I'm dropping videos every week. Woo! All right. Let's get into this. But first, I want to share some famous quotes from history, some famous people and what they said about arguing. Okay, starting off, Socrates, ancient Greek philosopher, if you haven't heard of him. And he said, do not argue with people that are not seeking truth. Fair. Plato, another ancient Greek philosopher, he said, do not argue with people that are driven by ego or emotion. Next up, a Hebrew Proverbs. Do not answer a fool according to his folly, his or her. Next, a Buddhist said this, silence is better than useless speech. Next, Sun Tzu. Maybe you've read the book, The Art of War. Sun Tzu, famous Chinese philosopher. He who loses his temper loses the battle. Next, from the Bible, Proverbs Chapter 20, verse 3. It is an honor for a man to keep aloof from strife, but every fool will be quarreling. Last, also from the Bible, New Testament, Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26. In your anger, do not sin. So I just wanted to share those quotes that throughout history, there's been warnings around arguing in general with people and to be very selective and to not allow your emotions to get the control of you, okay? But here are the 5 reasons why you should not ever argue with a woman. Number 1, never argue with a woman because she won't listen to your logic. She will not, okay? She's driven by emotion. That's most women in general. And here's some examples. I've posted videos on TikTok stating some facts about women. And the amount of hate that I've gotten, I'm not against women by any means. I love women. But specific facts that I've mentioned, 70% of divorces are filed by women, for example. That number goes up to 90% when they're college educated. Or that women have killed more humans in history. Actually, check this out, just a quick side note. Since 1980, more than 3 billion humans have been killed, and I'm using this word because it is what it is. More than 3 billion babies have been killed since 1980, okay, by women through abortion. Out of all the wars in history, only 500 humans have been killed by the hands of men, okay? That's a stark difference. Now, they're not apples to apples, but when I'm just stating a fact of which gender, which sex has killed more humans in this earth, it's women, okay? Since 1980, 3 billion, that's insane. But you say any of these facts online or in general, and if in a conversation with a woman, and she's going to start getting her emotions all over the place, so that you can't even say logic, you can't say facts because they don't want to hear the facts. They will not listen to your logic. Number 2, this is a big one. If you start getting into an argument with a woman, she will begin to insult you. Oh, yeah. That's why you should never argue with a woman. You should never argue with a woman because she will start to insult you. She will start to get vile and nasty. She will call you things like, oh, you're being a little bitch. Oh, you're such a pussy. Or she will claim stuff like, this is emotional abuse. I feel unsafe, this kind of crap. If you engage, this is the point, okay? I get so much vile reactions on social media when I state a fact, and that their natural instinct is to just lash out and be vile. So that's why you should never argue with a woman. That's the second reason. It's because they will insult you. Number three, they will hit you or they will try to hit you. I'm being a little dramatic, but a hit is a hit. For example, if things escalate, she might push you, she might slap you. This has happened to me, guys, all right? And it's bad. Okay. Abuse is abuse. And some of you guys are in an abusive situation in your relationship or in your marriage, and she's pushing you, she's slapping you. That is not cool. That is not acceptable. And you need to leave that situation. And I've encountered a couple things where that first time I get pushed or I get hit, that I'm out the door, I'm gone. But this is what happens when things escalate and you start arguing with her. Or potentially what will happen is she will try to hit you or she will hit you. Number four, she will threaten you. She will threaten you by saying stuff like, I'm going to call the police, or I'm going to take the kids, or what happened to me, I'm going to bury you financially. Yeah, my ex-wife said that at one point when it was getting bad and I was engaging with her. And she's like, I'm going to bury you financially. She never buried me, but it did hurt. So that's why one of the other reasons why you should never argue with a woman. And last but not least, she will leave you. If it gets that bad, she might just say, okay, I'm out of here. And she's gone. She's broken up with you. She says, I want a divorce, and she's leaving. So there's no benefit to arguing with a woman ever, but I want you to help prove me wrong if you think otherwise. Now, you've been waiting this long. I appreciate it. What do you do instead? Well, here are the 5 things you can do when you realize, this is argument time or potential argument time. Number 1, stay calm. And I know your blood pressure might be rising because maybe it starts off, she's insulted you. Maybe she gives you an answer that you're like, she's trying to gaslight you, let's say. Let's say you bring something to her attention and she's like, well, I wouldn't have done that if you would have taken out the garbage. I wouldn't have said this if you would have taken the kids to soccer practice, whatever it is. And she's gaslighting you to excuse her bad behavior. So number 1, you stay calm. And this is hard, but just stay calm. Think about this. Think about a cruise ship. Cruise ships are engineered to not move much in some pretty heavy waves in the ocean, okay? Cruise ships stay in the middle, basically. There's a little movement, but not much. That's how you need to be in your life. Professional life, your relationships, stay in the middle. Do not allow yourself to get too angry, too empathetic, too anything. You just stay in the middle with your emotions. So that's number 1, is stay calm. Number 2 is don't react. Don't raise your voice. Don't start to argue. Don't be trying to punch walls or any of this stuff because things will just ultimately escalate. So number 3, you can say to her that she's making you feel uncomfortable and that you ask her if you can continue the conversation another time. When you say you're making me feel uncomfortable, you are going to tap into her emotions, and she's actually going to relate to this because women say that all the time. I feel uncomfortable. So that's actually a good word in this situation to say when things are starting to escalate or potentially escalate. Number 4, okay, this is a little bit advanced tactic and it's hard in the moment, but damn, this works, I would say, 50-60% of the time. It's a little bit like flipping a coin, but it's worth a shot. Talking about shot, this is the tip, is to deflect. And how you deflect is you, in the moment, random. She's like getting all agitated. She's on you about something, whatever it is. And if you're home and you just randomly say, do you want to take a shot together? And she'll look at you and go, what? And you say, a shot of tequila. Do you want to have a shot together? Okay. And you might be thinking, Silver Bachelor, what? Okay, just quick story. I wasn't there, but imagine this. At a nightclub, a fight breaks out. The music stops because there's a fight breaking out in the middle of the dance floor, all right? And I heard this story from a friend that was there. And the fight's breaking out, and like 30 seconds, 45 seconds in, whatever, and all of a sudden the DJ puts on Gasolina, that Latin song, Gasolina, puts on Gasolina. The fight stops, and people go back to partying as if nothing happens, okay? Deflection can be a powerful thing to use. It's worth a try. And that's why if things are getting really heated, you can say, Do you want to have a shot of tequila together? And then your brain will be like, huh? And if you don't believe me, check this out. Another example. I don't know if you've seen this on TikTok or Instagram where these babies, okay, they're crying really bad. And the parent takes a cheese slice and slaps it onto their forehead. So throws the cheese slice onto their forehead like that, right? And it slaps the baby on the forehead with a cheese slice. And the baby goes, like this, stops crying, and is like, huh, what the fuck? Okay. So it's the cheese slice example, right? In this, when you say, do you want to take a shot of tequila? So that could work, and it's worth trying at least 50, 60% of the time. And last, and women hate this, but so you got to be careful, is to remove yourself from the situation, right? You might say something like, hey, look, I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. I'd like to continue this later, but I am going to leave for a few minutes so that we can both calm down, or something like that. Women hate it when you leave because they want to keep it going. So worst case, you just remove yourself. You say, hey, I'm not mad. I just want to take a time out, right? And let's talk about this in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but I do want to leave so things don't get escalated. And again, keep your voice low, calm, and do that. But I want to hear from you guys in the comments. What has happened to you? What do you typically do in this situation? And most importantly, what do you think of what I've shared in this video? All right. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.